It was one of English football's overlooked ironies that the former Manchester United club secretary Trent Alexander presided over the academy on an interim basis following Brian McClair's departure. Alexander, a Liverpool supporter, is the uncle of Trent Alexander-Arnold, the local poster boy for the Scousers kicking balls around the back streets of Anfield. When Alexander and United technical director John Murtough were managing the academy in 2015-16, Alexander-Arnold was making waves in Liverpool's junior ranks. That campaign was the nadir for United's under-18s, who lost 12 league matches in succession, beginning with a 4-0 shellacking by Liverpool, and were annihilated 5-1 by Chelsea in the FA Youth Cup third round. Liverpool's academy finished below Manchester City's and Everton's that season. United had stood still on a patch they used to own, the territories being carved up by those running Finch Farm, Melwood and the City Football Academy. In recent years, Manchester's best footballing academy has not been at Carrington. City's commitment to youth resulted in the £200 million awe-inspiring CFA, a modern facility which compensates for City's lack of a youth identity and has bolstered their cachet with youngsters who are understandably more preoccupied with infrastructures than history. City's desire to hoover up the Northwest's most outstanding prospects led to one academy considering resting their best players against them out of fear City would start monitoring them. This season will be the first City have not reached the FA Youth Cup final since 2014. City and Liverpool have moved so far ahead they targeted United's mercurial Callum Gribben in 2015. Gribben, now 19 and back from injury, spared United a PR disaster by inking new terms that summer. A parent whose child trained with the United Academy was so disillusioned with the setup he admitted League One Rochdale offered a better pathway to the first team. United traded off their own history for too long. Sir Alex Ferguson was guilty of it with the impatient Paul Pogba, and the period leading up to and following his 2013 retirement plunged the United Academy into a state of flux. The recruitment list in 2014-15 lists Marcus Rashford and Axel Tuanzebe, but is undermined by Jimmy Dunn, Ollie Byrne, Travis Johnson and Tyler Reid, 4 players no longer at the club. The bar was set too low. The United Academy was in disarray, yet Louis van Gaal, through luck and judgment, masked the shortcomings and enhanced its reputation. 14 academy graduates earned debuts under his management, including Rashford, Jesse Lingard, Timothy Fosu-Mensah and Cameron Borthwick-Jackson. That 7 of them only made a maximum of 2 appearances was immaterial when Rashford stirred United fans' souls in a time soul-destroying 2015-16. United's motionless with the academy is still affecting the under-23s, who have won 2 of their 17 matches this term and are 8 points adrift from safety with 5 fixtures remaining. They have suffered, not just from former coach Warren Joyce's departure for Wigan midway through last season, but suspect recruitment during McClair's final years and certain personnel going stagnant. Matty Willock, Charlie Scott and Dimitri Mitchell embarked on loans last month, further depleting ranks and prompting U18 promotions. By the time of Rashford's 11th hour bow in place of the hamstring Anthony Martial against Midtjylland, United had installed Nicky Butt as their academy head, with confirmation announced at the unusual time of midnight. There were 354 days between the communiques revealing McClair's exit and Butt's arrival. Second most important football role at club is being overseen by the club secretary, ranted the Red Issue Twitter account. Butt is attempted to give one of football's most famed academies wider exposure, insisting United should shout about it from the rooftops. the class of '92 member, gave this newspaper a one-on-one and Rashford was put forward on the eve of last season's Etihad derby. United have also re-entered the pre-season Milk Cup tournament in Northern Ireland after their 2015 absence caused a stir in Ulster. The rooftops are getting crammed, and it is little wonder Jose Mourinho refers to the second string as the Nicky Butt team. United were ejected from the FA Youth Cup at the first hurdle for the third season running at a snowy Pride Park in December, and last month Liverpool ejected them from the UEFA Youth League. However prestigious those tournaments are, form over the course of a league season is the real barometer of quality, and United are at the summit of the Under-18 League, 4 points ahead of Liverpool. Just like Warren Joyce's Under-21s offered escapism during Van Gaal's drudgery, the U18s have played football taught by Matt Busby, and teenage talents like Angel Gomez and Tahith Chong have been fast-tracked to the underwhelming U23s. Chong, in particular, has freshened up a stagnant squad in jeopardy of relegation, and Mourinho revealed last month the Dutchman has trained with the first team. United U18s have scored 46 in their 16 games and walloped Everton 4-1 in their last match, scoring 3 before the pause. Chong and Gomez did not feature. Kieran McKenna replaced the distinguished Paul McGuinness early last season, and his disciplined style is understood to have initially shocked some youngsters accustomed to McGuinness's softer methods. Northern Irishman McKenna was described by one source who observed his training as firm but fair. He's got them in order. Observers have remarked United's U18s appear more organised under the former Tottenham Academy coach, and McKenna, whose wife gave birth last year, balances his demanding coaching with an avuncular streak. Gomez was evidently nervous during a live chat with MUTV following his Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year award at last season's ceremony, but McKenna sat next to him to offer guidance and intervene. But has overseen a more aggressive recruitment drive as Salfordians like Gomez and Aidan Barlow have been complemented by recruits such as Chong, Leo Connor, Nishan Burkert, Joshua Bohui and Milan Bars over the last 2 years. United fended off Juventus to sign Elio Traore from Paris Saint-Germain in the summer. Bohui has also trained with the first team and seems set to establish himself as the U23 figurehead next term, if not before then. Mason Greenwood, Jimmy Garner and Ethan Laird were named in the England Under-17 squad last month. The challenge is to develop the teenagers into United players rather than just professionals. Ed Woodward has wised up to the academy doubling as a cash cow, having obtained around £7 million for Paddy McNair, Donald Love and Tyler Blackhead in 2016. Joyce had such a remarkable conversion rate. Leicester City ought to have sent him a handsome hamper following their Premier League title triumph. Danny Simpson, Danny Drinkwater, Richie DeLeet and Matty James developed into reliable professionals under Joyce and United's reserves. A life-size stencil of Rashford celebrating United's last derby win adorns the wall of the academy building, and he is the new benchmark for Chong and Gomez. Lingard, too, is an inspiration to the more modest professionals as a relatively late developer who has emerged as a big-game match winner. After United's last Youth Cup success in 2011, the talk was about Pogba, Ravel Morrison, Ryan Tunnicliffe and Will Keane. Lingard did not start the final second-leg win over Sheffield United. United's group managing director Richard Arnold gushed about the academy after Van Gaal was forced to turn to Rashford. I'm really excited about the young players. I think the thing that's come through this year is you've seen the success of our academy system and the way it has worked, and you see the young players coming through. There's a whole army of people in tears seeing a player score the first time, and that's an important part of what are, and we are all set for the future. It is a theatrical outlook, but Federico Machita's Italian father welled up as it dawned on him that his son had scored maybe the most celebrated Fergie-time goal this side of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's flicked volley in Barcelona. Amid the commercial crass, at least the United board has recognized its academy's significance. Whether it was intentional or not, there is a path from the academy building at Carrington to the first team dressing room in the main structure. You exit its glass double doors, cross one road, then follow straight pathway beneath the neon Manchester United sign, past a tranquil fountain, cross another road, and towards the sign marked AIN Training Complex. Then you have arrived. The fountain is a symbolic presence at a club renowned for its youth. But on McKenna have built a path for more to arrive.